What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we managed to track down the Herdier that was being held hostage in Floxesy Ranch by a member of Team Plasma, no less. Although we were the only ones who actually noticed the grunt hanging out there. He got away before anyone else caught him. And then we returned back here to Floxesy Town and helped Alder train some of his students. Now, really quickly, before we leave here, I want to head back this way because I want to show off something. This right here is an area known as Pledge Grove, and it doesn't really have a function beyond one specific thing. Now, you can see that there's water back here, all sorts of areas like space. There's nothing going on back here, but if you walk up to this rock and press A, 3 sharp marks are deeply cut into the rock. This is necessary for a legendary Pokemon known as Keldeo. You need to come back to this rock with Keldeo in your party for it to learn its signature move, Secret Sword. So keep that in mind. If you get your hands on one, this is where you're going to come. Very early spot in the game, no less, which is, I think, very interesting. But yeah, other than that, doesn't really have a purpose back here. It doesn't even give you the name, but it is called Pledge Grove nonetheless. Now, in today's episode, we need to head back to Aspertia City, and we're going to go challenge the gym, which is apparently being led by a new gym leader. However, as soon as we get here, Alder's going to stop us. I don't know how he was waiting up here again. Excuse me, I forgot to tell you something important. First, take these. We get some Oran Berries. Okay, not bad. Those are Oran Berries. If you give one to your Pokemon, its HP will be restored. What's more, you can give your Pokemon a berry to hold, like this Oran Berry, for instance. When a Pokemon holds this berry, it can eat the berry if it gets hurt in the heat of battle and regain some of its lost HP. Shows you challenge the gym leader. Aspertia's gym leader is a very strong Pokemon trainer, but you have nothing to worry about. If you think hard about what the Pokemon at your side can do and what you should do as a trainer, victory will be yours. And then you should take on stronger and stronger trainers. Actually, take on the gym leaders of each city. Working together with your Pokemon is what makes you grow as a trainer. As you and your Pokemon grow stronger, your world will get broader. Thank you once again for the advice, Alder. I really appreciate it. Now, the smart thing to do in this particular situation, because I am 4 levels away from being able to get Jack to its signature move, which would be really, really helpful in this gym, I should probably go and do that, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to head straight back. Now, if things do go awry in any way, I am probably going to stop and try to work on that, but I think we can mostly handle this gym, no problem. It's not going to be too much of an issue. It's the first. They're always pretty darn easy, but obviously, actually having a fighting move would be ideal. Now, I'm not really bothering with the items in the Pokemon Centers because in this game, the item selection scales based on the number of badges you have, so it is always going to be a Pokeball and Potion until we get our first gym badge. So, let's take a look outside. Aspertia City Pokemon Gym Leader, Charon. That's right. The one who seeks the right path. Indeed, the gym leader of the very first gym is our old buddy Charon from the last game. How exciting. Now you head on here and it's actually a school. Use items during Pokemon battles. If you'd like, try using this. And we're going to get ourselves an X-Defend. Cool. Use X-Defend to make a Pokemon's defense go up. A trainer's judgment about whether to use items or moves is important in battle. All right, we might make use of that. You know, you can have your Pokemon hold items. Well, it seems like they don't know how to use items made by people like potions. So that's where those Oran Berries come in handy. Normal type Pokemon are weak to fighting types, but the only Pokemon around here like that are the Riolu in Floxesy Ranch. Okay, so there we go. That is why I wanted to grab this thing, but of course I'm not actually getting it. It's one fighting move. There's a technique that enables you to cancel evolution. I'll read the text bit to you. You can surprise a Pokemon and stop its evolution by pressing the B button when a Pokemon is evolving. Interesting. Okay, Aspertia Pokemon Gym. Here we go. Now we can actually head inside and notice that Hugh hasn't actually taken on the gym yet. Hello, I'm Clyde, the guide for Clyde the Guide. Wow. Clyde the Guide for trainers who challenge Pokemon gyms. Thank you for taking on the gym. Take this to commemorate your debut. And we get a freshwater, which this early on in the game is actually incredibly overpowered. It's 50 HP restored. Pokemon gyms are facilities for testing trainers' abilities. Put simply, if you can defeat the gym leader, it means you're a really good trainer. If you run out of Pokemon that can fight during a Pokemon battle, you lose. So having a lot of Pokemon with you might work to your advantage. Good to know. You must be a challenger. Welcome to Aspertia City's Pokemon Gym. I'm Charon, the gym leader. Well, maybe I'd better say that I just became the gym leader. More importantly, we need to prepare more before welcoming you to the gym. We have a challenger. You two, take your places. All right, if you can defeat these two, then I'll be your opponent. So I'm just going to go straight in and battle each of them. However, after all is said and done, then I'm going to worry about maybe attaching some items and whatnot. But let's just do it. Okay, first up, youngster Pedro, who's going to start off with his Pat Rat here. Should be more or less very, very simple. I'm not really too worried about the trainers in here all that much, but I do want to continue working on getting Jack's level up as much as I possibly can. Maybe if I can get him close enough, he can actually learn Force Palm in the middle of the gym fight, but probably not. I don't think I'm going to get him outside or even to level 13 in this fight. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe at the end of the fight, though. That would be kind of ironic and funny. Also, all these Leers not making my life easy here, but whatever. Take out this Pat Rat at the very least. And then I have to assume that whatever comes out next is going to immediately use an offensive move. Probably Lillipup. Oh, yes, it is, and it is going to hurt a lot. I am going to try to preempt this with a counter. Tackle. Okay. That's going to hurt a lot, but this might hurt even more. Oh, almost one-shot it. That's okay. We should be able to take it out with a quick attack. And there we go. Not bad at all. Very good, Jack. Very good. Decent amount of experience. Like I said, probably going to be level 13 by the time I'm done battling the next girl. If you can get the girl too, you can challenge the gym leader. Okay. Now I'll show you all of the things I learned from Charon. I love the taking your places on that. I wish they did that more, like actually fighting in the arena. I know they do it a little bit more in like the Switch games, but honestly, not much more elsewhere in any of the Pokemon games, and I really kind of like that. It just gives this idea of, yeah, they're actually battling for real, so it's much more serious this time. All right, let's hit it with a quick attack. Odor Sleuth, don't care. That's not really going to bother me any at all. Just keep quick attacking this Lillipup, and now it's going to start using Tackle. Now, it is same type attack bonus, so it is going to hurt a fair bit. It's okay. One more of those, we should be good. Now it gets a Leer in there. That's all right. If Jack faints, I will leave and go heal. I really don't want to do that, but I need Jack to be available in the next fight, so there we go. Level 12, and then it's Pat Rat, so literally the opposite of the last trainer. And like I said, probably not going to get to Force Palm, unfortunately, on Jack. Okay, I'm going to use a potion here. I've got several, so we should be fine. More than enough to get me by. I'm going to equip the Oran Berries after all is said and done, so don't worry about that too much. I almost want to throw in another counter here, but I'm going to quick attack first. Let's see. Going to use Leer this time. Okay. I should probably just stick with my quick attacks then, just in case I can knock this thing out in one more turn. Come on, Jack. I believe in you. Yes! Beautiful. Okay, definitely level 13, but no more than that. Not bad. And we are still a little bit of a ways away, but that is okay. So, all right, let's heal everyone up. Pretty good, but can you beat Charon? Well, let's go and find out. But I got to equip quite a number of things on everybody. You are both going to get Oran Berries to hold. Definitely want to have one on Tomoe as well, even if she is a little underleveled in comparison. And then also, I do need to heal my Riolu. So, is a potion going to be enough? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, let's head on up here. And I can't talk to you from down there, can I? I have to go up here. Just as this is your first gym challenge, this is my first Pokemon battle as the gym leader. Let's both do our best and have a battle we can be proud of. And so begins our very first gym challenge against Charon, the normal type specialist. And his very first Pokemon that he is going to be bringing out is Pat Rat, which I believe just has Leer and Tackle. And no, I wanted to correct myself on that one really quickly. It actually has Tackle, Work Up, and Bite, which it makes sense that it has Work Up here because, well, that is actually the signature move of this battle. Work Up is an ability, as you're going to see right here, that increases both attack and special attack. Now, obviously, only one of those has any merit in this situation, but hey, it's probably going to just be spamming Tackle as much as it possibly can in this scenario, given the fact that it is a normal type and it is getting the same type attack bonus. Makes sense. We're going to knock out that Pat Rat anyway with the critical hit, which I will most certainly take. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to try to face tank with counters here. Hopefully it doesn't use Work Up too many times, but it's very possible that it will. Let's counter. Yep, there it is. Okay, I had a feeling the Tackle was coming, and we will use our Oran Berry to replenish here really quickly. Of course, Charon also has potions in his back pocket, so do keep that in mind. In fact, he might use one here. We will see. Oh, maybe I can get it on. No! Look at that! Got another critical hit! Wow, that was the easiest battle ever. Level 14 for Jack. That went about as swimmingly as I could have possibly expected it to. This is what a real Pokemon battle is. Oh, Charon. That battle has made me feel really glad you were my first challenger as a gym leader. I give you this in honor of the strength you and your Pokemon showed. And there it is. We get ourselves our very first badge, which is, and I actually can't remember the name of it, it is the basic badge. There we go. Remembered it just in time. And by remembered, I mean I looked at my guide here. Here's your first gym badge, the basic badge. This is an important milestone. With this badge, Pokemon up to level 20 will obey you, including traded Pokemon. And I want you to take this. We get TM83 Work Up, which is really, really nice because pretty much any Pokemon can learn it. Use Work Up while battling. It raises your user's attack and special attack. By the way, TMs can be used as many times as you want. In the Unova region, there are 8 Pokemon gyms and 8 gym badges. If you're a trainer, you could collect all of them. That will make it easier to fill the pages of the Pokedex as well. Yes, 2 years ago, Pokedex in hand, I left on a journey with my friends. Well, Charon, we're going to be trying to emulate the exact same experience that you had, but obviously in a little bit of a different manner. So let's take a look and see what we can do with Work Up here. So Jack is able to learn it, but Tomoe cannot. So I'm definitely going to teach this to Jack. This is going to have its uses. We're going to get rid of well, let's actually get rid of Feint. I have no reason to use Feint whatsoever. This game is not really known for AI Pokemon spamming Protect and Detect, so I'm not really too worried about trying to get around that all that much. So yeah, I'm just not even going to bother. We're just going to stick with trying to up that, and then I'll probably get rid of Endure whenever it learns Force Palm. But there we go. Oh, Bianca! Yoo-hoo! How was it? How did your Pokemon battle with the gym leader go? Oh, if it isn't the basic badge. Wow, amazing. And you just set off on your journey with your Pokemon. You definitely have potential as a trainer. I'm sure of it. This is from me. It's the TM for the move Return. Now, we got Frustration from the Team Plasma Grunt earlier on, but now we get its counterpart, Return. Which, Frustration, the lower the happiness value on your Pokemon, the more damage it does. The higher the happiness value, the less damage it does. Return is the exact opposite. When a Pokemon knows Return, the more it gets along with the trainer, the more powerful the move is. Still, that Charon. And speak of the devil, Bianca. It's been 2 years, hasn't it? Wait, you guys haven't talked to each other in that long? What is wrong with you? You're like really close friends. That's just ridiculous. What's up? I thought it would be a good idea to register each other in the cross transceiver. Sure. Now you can communicate with me from your cross transceiver. Me too. I registered Professor Juniper for you too. And now it's ringing all of a sudden. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. Everyone's together except for the protagonist, of course. Hi there, May. I'm Professor Juniper. Bianca told me you accepted the Pokedex. Thank you so much. You called it the perfect time, ma'am. Thanks to you, we will all know more about Pokemon and be able to get along with them even better. Hi, Professor Juniper. It's really interesting over here. There's so many Pokemon we couldn't prove were here 2 years ago. Thank you for going so far for this errand, Bianca. And Charon, how are you enjoying being a gym leader? Professor Juniper, it's been a long time. I'm glad you're doing so well. The gym leader position is very tough. If I had my usual partners... Oh, Charon, having battles that come down to the wire will make you a gym leader who deepens the bond between your challengers and their Pokemon, right? It'll be fine. Charon's a new gym leader. I'm an assistant Pokemon professor. And May is a new trainer, but we always have Pokemon by our sides. That's right, Bianca. Our world is a world where we live with Pokemon. Everyone, keep that in mind as you pursue your dreams with your Pokemon. Particularly you, May. The Pokedex may be important, but first, enjoy your journey with your Pokemon to your heart's content. Well, I will definitely try to. Hey, May, isn't Professor Juniper cool? If you talk to her on the cross transceiver, she'll evaluate the completeness of your Pokedex, or tell you a lot about how Pokemon evolve. And you can call us, too, of course. I'll tell you how well you and your Pokemon are getting along, okay? Little happiness checker right off the bat, which is always nice. And Bianca makes a good point. I'll tell you what I know about Pokemon abilities and Pokemon type matchups. Which, I mean, if you know anything about Pokemon, isn't really necessary. But thanks anyway, Charon. Are you the gym leader? 1, 2, 3, let's battle. You look like a tough trainer. Understood. Please come into my Pokemon gym. What was that weak answer? I'm definitely going to take you down. Being a gym leader is even harder than I imagined, especially dealing with edgelord kids like that. The next thing is to make it so you can use the Sea Gear. Oh boy, here we go. Sea Gear is a cool device for communication, such as infrared connection or a Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. We have obtained the Sea Gear. Okay, I am not going to be turning this thing on under any circumstances whatsoever. This is how you access all of your online functionalities, your local play functionality, all that stuff. This thing is staying off the whole playthrough, okay? You want to turn this Sea Gear, touch the power symbol at the bottom right of the Sea Gear screen. Then after turning the power on, if you touch the question mark icon on the bottom right corner of the Sea Gear screen, you can read about the Sea Gear. Like, what are you going to do now? You know, there's another Pokemon gym in Burbank City, which is just past Fluxicity Town. Well, that is probably where I'm going to be heading next. But yeah, I am not touching the Sea Gear because it has a tendency to break a lot, and I really don't want to mess with it at all, especially when nothing is actually functioning with it anyway. So, hello and welcome to Pokemon Center. Yes, I'm going to rest up really quickly here, but instead of talking to Mr. Metal here, who I just kind of don't care about at all, I am instead going to go over here to the Pokemart, and we are going to take a look at what they have. So, they've added a whole bunch of stuff, from Great Balls to Super Potions, Antidotes, Paralyzed Heals, Awakenings, Burn Heals, Ice Heals, Escape Ropes, and Repels, which I'm going to be grabbing 10 of those. I'm also going to, just you know, as a precaution, I'm going to grab about like 3 of each of these ones right here. Not too many. I'll just grab 2 of the Paralyzed Heals since I already have 1 anyway. I'll grab myself a few Awakenings, but I think I'll pass on the... Well, let's just get 1 Burn Heal because it's not going to come up. An Ice Heal, absolutely a non-factor. And then that's pretty much it. Nothing else that I can get there, so let's head on out. And then I can finally talk about the greatest thing that has ever been added to any Pokemon game ever as soon as we get back on over here to the next route. So, in Pokemon Black and White 2, they did the most amazing thing ever, and that... Well, I guess I just got to show you. Let's use a Repel here so that I don't run into any Pokemon, okay? Just going to kind of run through the grass. No problems whatsoever. Everything is hunky-dory, totally fine. And generally, when you go through the required number of steps to make a Repel wear off, it just tells you, hey, the Repel is worn off. You're going to need to use another one. But it has never done this before. It actually asks you if it wants you to automatically use another, and I am going to wholeheartedly say yes. Oh my gosh, it's the best quality of life feature they ever added. Also, we're going to get stopped immediately as soon as we get here because Bianca wants to talk to us. I'm sorry. I forgot to upgrade the Pokedex that I gave you. I'm going to add the habitat list. It's an amazing feature. I'm just going to borrow your Pokedex for a second. Well, thank you. With the habitat list, you can check which Pokemon are in the area. It's a mode in the Pokedex. To use it, open up the Pokedex and tap the habitat list button on the lower left of the touchscreen. Next, pick the area you want to see. You can tell all the Pokemon that live in that area. It even tells you which ones you've already caught. Like the explanation again? No! I have a tip for you. When you're walking down a path, you'll sometimes see rustling grass. If you go to that spot, well, I'll let the rest be a surprise. Filling up the Pokedex will make your world bigger, so go to many different places and meet many different Pokemon, okay? See you! And that is some incredibly important information that Bianca has given us, because before now, rustling grass would not appear under any circumstances, but now that we have had this conversation with Bianca, rustling grass can actually pop up from time to time, and I'll be sure to show it. But as we go up here, hey, that gleaming thing there is the basic badge, but don't get a swelled head. It's a rough world out there. Here, I'll show you. This guy is going to check us before we wreck us. We wreck him? Is that what I meant? I don't know. Hiker Jerome. Let's do this thing. Now, as we head into this route, we actually have some new Pokemon to go over because 2 are now available now that we've got access to rustling grass, but there is also another one that can be caught further down the route that I also want to discuss. It can only be found in dark grass, which is only in the second part of this route. And so the new Pokemon, the ones that can be found in rustling grass, are Audino, naturally, as well as Dunsparce, and in the dark grass you can also find Venipede. Dunsparce is a pure normal type Pokemon that doesn't evolve. For this early in the game, it's oddly very serviceable despite its poor speed stat. It has a great HP stat that makes it pretty tanky, and its physical attack stat is at the very least average. This isn't going to be a good pick in the long run, unfortunately, but for short-term gains, it can do some decent damage. Moves like Ancient Power and Drill Run give it some good move diversity, and it does learn Coil at level 37, which is one of the best setup moves in the entire game. On top of that, it does have a wild TM selection available to it, and even moves like Zen Headbutt and Aqua Tail that can be gotten from move tutors. Overall, I would call this a solid pick for maybe about half the game, but by the time you reach the 7th or 8th gym, you might be wishing you had something like Bouffalant instead. Now, obviously, Dunsparce was the only one that was actually worth going over, so I didn't really want to dwell on it for too much, but hey, it is worth talking about at least a little bit, so there we go! Alright, now we can head on down. And another one, it's actually one off. I'm actually not going to use another here because you can get through most of this next area pretty safely. There is like a little bit of grass that you're going to have to probably walk through at certain points, but we should mostly be fine. That's actually going to pretty much be it for this episode. I'm just going to fight this this kiddo right here really quickly with his Psyduck, and then I think we'll call it. I think as soon as I get Jack to level 15, I will switch back to heavily relying on Tomoe, especially as we make our way through the rest of this route, which again we will do in the next episode, guys, because that is it for this one. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very much, and as soon as I knock out this Psyduck, I will see you all in the next one.